How
What's
you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
Good, thanks.
Nice to meet you.
You too. I love your background. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm a visual artist on the side, so it's an actual painting that's in my wife's fifth grade classroom now.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
thank you. So where are you located?
In Greenville, South Carolina.
Right on. Okay, okay, cool. Well, I'm here in the middle of the map in Kansas City.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So, well, it's great to meet you. And before we get into your work and your life and what you do and what makes you who you are, we went through quite a thing with COVID for the last 3 years. It did its thing on us in its own specific way. How did you survive it? And how has it changed the way that you live life now in this post-pandemic opening up 2023 world?
That is a loaded question. So, at the time of COVID, living in New York City, thriving personal training business, and for a city like New York to shut down was so bizarre.
Uh-huh.
And after the first year, my boyfriend and I were thinking, it's like, we have there's no end in sight to this. I don't want to just sit in our apartment. We can't go to anyone's apartment. We can't go to our gym. I mean, it was just a whole thing. So we left New York City, left with family, or lived with family for 2021 in Florida, while we kind of did some road trips around the US, figuring out like where's the next place, where's our next stop. And after some searching, we found Greenville. We both liked it, and we decided just to take a chance and see what happened. So we have been here in Greenville for about a year and a half now.
Very cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting. I've interviewed jazz musicians and they mentioned how desolate New York was. And it was so weird just to be
Yeah.
like, I'm looking at Times Square and there's no one there. And I'm like, wow, it was pretty heavy. So,
It was.
so let's get to the essence of what you do for a living. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders at a career day. And one of the kids looks up and says, hey, what do you do for a living? How do you answer them?
I would say that I am doing my best to create a healthy, safe relationship with how you see your body, how you see yourself, and how you talk to other people about your body and other people's body.
So, what did you want to be in the third grade?
You know what? I remember writing in the third grade and just kind of finding joy in that.
Mhm. So, who who's been kind of a hero for you in your life?
So many women. There's just so many women out there who are amazing role models. And in my life, and people that I looked up to in the social media sphere, but I have been very blessed to have some amazing women that I can talk to and relate to. And yeah, so I can't just name one person.
So, if you could meet anybody alive on the planet, who would it be? Who would you love to meet and talk to?
Oh, that changes, but right now I'm kind of crushing on Hannah Waddingham. I just think that she is such a light. Every time I see her, she's smiling. Every time I hear her in an interview, she's talking kindly about other women. God, that is so amazing. I just love that.
So, what is the motivator for you every day to do your work, to get you through the day, to get you to accomplish what you want done? What is that for you?
It's remembering where I was and where I hope that I can help other women to get out of. It's not a good place to be. It's not a happy place to be. And I know this expression is used and I don't really believe it. If I can help just one person, no, I'm not stopping there. I want to help them all. So I definitely wake up every morning with the knowing that I am here to help you feel safe and whole in your body.
What's been your best success story? One that puts a smile on your face?
Knowing that I can look at myself in the mirror and be honest with myself and love myself for who I've become.
What are you the proudest of that you've done so far in life?
Write my book.
What book did you read when you were younger that really opened the doors? Do you want to read it to read more or to write?
I have not thought of that question.
Mhm.
I don't know the answer to that. Probably, I don't know. Sorry.
You're fine. So let me ask you this. If you could go back in history and witness any event that took place in human history, what would you have loved to have seen firsthand?
Oh my goodness, like, the rise of Eva Peron, like, that would have been so amazing.
Yeah, for sure. So let's say you have a dream tonight. You run into the 20-year-old version of yourself, and you could give that young version of you a piece of advice based on the life you've led, the wisdom you've gained. What would you tell that young version of you?
I would tell myself at 20 years old that everything that you think you are not, you already are, and that your life is a gift.
So someone that moved from the hustle and bustle and the epicenter of the entire universe in New York to South Carolina, what's the best thing about South Carolina now in retrospect?
It's the anxiety of the craziness of the sounds of the city. For me, that was getting to be too much towards the end. So a
Yeah.
little bit of quiet, a little bit of peace where I can just kind of look around and see some beautiful scenery, that has helped.
I hear that about Kansas City. People always say how nice people are here versus like I do volunteer work with my son on the weekends at a food pantry, and there was a guy in there from LA, and he was like, I just can't believe how nice people are. Like people come up and they talk, and it's like they just don't do it on the coasts, you know.
Right.
And my dad was born in Brooklyn, raised in Long Island, so I didn't spend a lot of time in New York, but I've spent enough time to know that there's just a different vibe. Things roll different, you know.
Yeah.
So everyone out there has a perception of you, family, friends, clients, readers, but ultimately you're in control. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
I think that I am someone who is still learning, but I also know that I am someone who genuinely wants to help and that I am very compassionate and empathetic.
So as a storyteller and someone that likes stories, what's been the best story that you've ever heard? Like whether it's been written or in a movie or wherever, what's your favorite story?
Well, I love the story of someone kind of living their life and just kind of not thinking about other people. And then something happens and they realize how unconscious they've been. And that shift to actually caring about other people, taking other people into consideration, and living your life as just a giving, genuinely kind person. I always love that kind of story.
So if anyone wants to dive into the Doughnut Diaries, anything related to anything that you do, where can they go?
Rachel Lavin Wellness on both social media, my website, and that's where you can find my book, or just go straight to Amazon.
Right on, Rachel. This has been great. We got right to it.
We did.
You had a real New York sensibility of things. We just got in here, we cooked that bagel, we loaded it up, and we're ready to go for coffee.
Yes, I love it.
Cool. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. Thank you for your energy, your story. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.